How do you answer those people, and there are quite a few of them out, by no means a majority, who will say something along these lines? Listen, this Russia thing is blown all out of proportion, and it's all about just trying to destroy the Trump presidency. There's really nothing there. The president has said time and again there's nothing there. How do you answer that kind of question?
To me, this has always been an issue that should, if it's properly considered, should transcend party politics. I really think that if there is an issue, and I don't think there's any question at this point that there's an issue, that we were attacked by a foreign enemy in our most fundamental way, that is the democracy and the right to vote, it should be a bipartisan mission to get to the bottom of that. And frankly, the president should be the one who leads in that effort. And the reason that you should be concerned as a citizen, not only about the issue, but about the way Trump has reacted to the issue, is just, pull back for a second and think of how far we've come from where Trump wanted us to be. When this thing all started out, all we were hearing from the entire Trump camp was there were no contacts with Russians during the campaign. Well, that has fallen completely apart. Then we get to the June 9th, 2016 meeting with Trump campaign advisors and the Russians, and the response is, well, anyone would take an opposition research meeting. Well, except that's illegal when it's a foreign power that's providing the opposition research. Then we go to a third line of defense that says, again, a Trump defense that says, well, the Russians didn't provide anything useful. Well, nonsense. Take a look at WikiLeaks. Look at what's now happening with Facebook. Look at the relentless propaganda campaign that continued throughout July, August, September, right up until Election Day. Then we get to the fourth line of defense. So this series of collapsing defenses ought to raise flags for everybody. And that fourth line of defense, of course, is what happened didn't affect the outcome. Well, that's certainly not clear. We now know that state systems were hacked, and we know that a species of voter suppression happened in many cases because of confusion at the polls. The New York Times did an article about North Carolina in early September, for example. And so now we're down to the very final line of defense, which is really the essence of the point that I think you started, which is, what do you say with people who say, well, he's still our president and this is all a hoax and Trump is still legitimate? The notion that Trump is a legitimate president has become less persuasive every day when you line up the collapsing defenses against what are an increasingly persuasive body of facts that simply cause great concern. Even James Clapper recently said that the fact of Russian interference and Russian attack on our election does raise issues about the legitimacy of Trump's presidency. So that should be of concern to every American. And if you want to buy into the hoax stuff, you can. But this is the same guy who was telling us, forever, since the issue first arose, that there were never any contacts with Russians during his campaign among his campaign people. And we know that's just flat out not true.